A lot of players wants to migrate to a younger kingdom to probably boost their kill points within Rise of Kingdoms. But the question is it worth it to migrate to a younger kingdom with your account? In today's video, we're going to answer that. And before we answer that, we're going to give you the information in here on how to actually migrate properly, learn all the rules, and be more informed making this decision. Before you migrate, this is very important. Before you hit that migrate button, once you've decided everything already, you need to understand that you need to have all the sufficient passport pages, and then your marches needs to be inside the city, and you cannot be in battle, you cannot be part of an alliance, and your resources does not exceed the protection capacity. What does that mean? If I'm going to migrate into this kingdom, I click immigrate. You need to make sure that you have the passport pages. If you don't have the passport pages, that means you are not ready to migrate. You need to collect those passport pages, purchase them, or buy them from the Alliance shop. Now, the resources in here, you need to look into your storehouse, see what capacity you have. If you have level 25 storehouse, you will have the same capacity as me. As you can see in here, if I want to migrate, I cannot exceed 2.875 million resources in my food. Same for wood. And then same for stone, and same for gold. Now, you have an option to delete them as you're trying to migrate. You have to type delete, but that is slower. So if you're trying to rush in to migrate, you will want to give out your resources first before leaving the alliance. Other thing that you can do to burn more resources is by going into your boost item in here and consuming either a 20,000 reserve or a 50,000 reserves, and start making units so that you can burn your resources. Now, another thing that you can do is to lower your power. And you're wondering, how can I do this? You can lower your power by filling up your hospital in here. You can fill it up within the home kingdom, or you can fill it up within the lost kingdom. So if you're in KVK battle, fill your hospital there so you can lower your power. And you have to kind of estimate how much power you can lose depending on what type of units you have. And if you're able to lower your power, then you can reduce the cost of passport pages. And if you're looking for the cost of passport pages, here it is. Take a look into your power corresponding to the passport pages that are needed to make the decision to migrate into the destination kingdom. Making the decision to migrate your account is easy, but having the right stuff sometimes can be difficult. So there is a ROK services in here. So if you're trying to get rid of your account, you can reach out to this Discord, and you can reach out to the ad, which is Bilal. And if you're trying to obtain an account, you can also reach out to him. Now, as you can see in here, if you're looking for an account, right? This one has 68 passport pages already. And this is one of the whale offers in here. As you can see, there's a lot of legendary commanders pretty much built up for you. A lot of gears as well. And they are crit as well in here, as you can see. This is a VIP 18. But if your budget is a little bit lower, you can definitely go to 1,000 or 2,000. You can see this is also like a VIP 17. You have all these commanders, and you have all the items that you will need to progress within the game. Making that right decision to move when you migrate, right? This one has passport pages already. For example, for this one, it has 51 passport pages. This services will allow you to move to other kingdoms right away because when you obtain an account in here, you can then migrate right away using our detailed information today. So you can definitely go into the destination kingdom that you want to be in. There is a lot of stuff in here, so make sure to try to reach out and, just browse and take a look. I'll put the link in the description for this Discord server. Now let's take a look into the kingdom ages in here. As you can see in this table, you can see there is the nascent kingdom, preparation season, season 1, season 2, season 3, and season of conquest. So with my current situation right now, I am in season of conquest, and it will not change until there is a new update with that one. As you can see in here, if you're in the nascent kingdom, this is going to be less than 10 days. Preparation season are more than 10 days. And have not yet finished the Chronicles chapter, The Last Golden Apple. That is going to be found within your monument in here. If you have not finished this one yet, that means you are still in that stage. Now, Season 1 will be the first time that you're going to get into Kingdom versus Kingdom. You've just ended your last Golden Apple in all kingdoms within the region until the end of Lost Kingdom Season 1. So now the region indicates the fellow neighbors that you have in here. As you can see, if you're 3044, then you have 3042, 3043, and 3041 within your region. Now for Season 2, this is going to be After you finish season 1, of course, it just moves into season 2, will be the distant journey. And then season 3 would be the light and darkness, which is what we call also LVD. Then the season of conquest will be where I am at right now. Now, migrating to all of these, if you're going to migrate to season 1, season 2, season 3, will have different rules. So we're going to talk about that here today. So make sure to watch this until the end, because this is a loaded amount of information. It can be very confusing. I'm going to try to do my best to make it so simple for you guys that you can just migrate at ease in the future. Now, let's first talk about same season migration. So what is same season migration? So if I'm going to migrate in this kingdom right now, I cannot do it because I am in season of conquest, as you can remember. No, but if I have an account here in 3043, or let's just make an example here. Let's say KVK season 2. Let's say I have an account here in 2959. All right, I have an account here, and I want to migrate same season. That means I have to migrate back into an off-season KVK within season 2, right? So if I go over here and I click this, you can see now there is a same season immigration cap, 45 million. So if I am below 45 million, I can migrate here, coming from the kingdom of 2959. That will then be considered as same season migration. If you are from season 3, if I'm going to migrate from 2871 to migrate to 2904, that is then considered as same season migration. Now, there is a specific rule also that can prevent you from migrating same season. You need to understand about this. Characters applying for immigration cannot be more than 90 days older than the destination kingdom. Now, this statement does not indicate that wherever your server currently is. It is indicating where your created server is. So basically, where you created your account. So for my case, like I created my account in 1253. Now, that is basically the server age for your account. So for example, let's say you've created your account in here. Let's take a look in this one. This is, let's do it 2905. 2905 is 206 days old. I'd say I created my account here. And I want to migrate into 2968. Now, that's 206 old. So the difference there is 64 days old. So that means I can still migrate to this kingdom because it is within 90 days. Hopefully that makes sense. It can be a bit confusing in here, but just rewatch the video if you're confused, or you can definitely ask questions within the comment as well. This will make sense a little bit as we move into cross season, and I'm going to touch back again within the same season migration. So migrating into same season is easier because if you're in season 2 or season 3, you can definitely just migrate without capacity. As you can see here, the same season migration for season 2 and season 3 is unlimited. You don't have a cap because in the cross season, you have 30 only that can migrate into the kingdom. Now, if you're looking for season 1, the same season migration here is also open, but in season 1, you have to follow this rule. When applying for immigration, your current and target kingdom must be in the same region. So you have to be in the same region. So you can only migrate from 3044 to 3043, 3042, 3041. You can only migrate within these 4. All right? And same for them as well. But in the preparation season, it's also different for same season migration. Now, for that one, as you can see in here, your character's starting kingdom cannot be over 10 days than your destination kingdom. So, for example, let's say we have an account here in Kingdom of Moyo, 3045. This is 70 days old. All right, 70 days old. Now, can I migrate to 3139? This is 13 days old. No, I cannot migrate there because it is more than 10 days old now. But can I migrate to 3049? Let's see. 3049, yes, you can because this is 67 days old. There's only 3 days apart. So then you can migrate within that type of process. So that is the same season migration in Rise of Kingdoms. Now let's talk about cross-season migration. Now, as you guys know, I am from Season of Conquest currently, but my original kingdom is actually 1253, which is also in the Season of Conquest already. All right, so if I'm going to be migrating to Season 3 or maybe Season 2, a lot of people love to migrate to Season 2. This is going to be deemed as cross-season migration. Now, in the early part of the video, I mentioned about this topic. Is it worth it to migrate to Season 2? A lot of players will want to migrate, do a cross-season migration because they want to increase their kill points. They have all the necessary commanders. They can build up again from there. So, yes, it is worth it to migrate, but there's also a limitation to that. To migrate there, you can definitely enjoy being the dominant force. But within this cross-season, it can be very, very risky to make it not worth it as well. All right? Now, if I'm going to migrate, for example, here in 2959, as you can see, the cross-season immigration cap is 100 million. I am 93 million. That means I am within the immigration cap, so I can migrate there. But as you can see in this one, I can't really migrate here because they are in KVK. So if they are taking part in Lost Kingdom, we cannot migrate, but we can be reminded when it comes open. So you need to close that. You cannot migrate when they are in the Lost Kingdom list, but you can migrate whenever they are in the off-season list in here. So let's take a look into 2968. As you can see, the placement remaining here is now 0 out of 30. I cannot migrate now. So let's click apply here. As you can see, we cannot migrate here. The placement here is 0 out of 30. All right. And also the cap is 65 million. I cannot even go there. Now, for example, for this one, we can look into the immigration requirements, right? We have met everything in here except that this destination kingdom has not yet filled its cross-season immigration quota. This wording is a little bit confusing to me. Destination kingdom has not filled its cross-season immigration quota. But what it means is that it's already filled because you can see that the cross-season immigration here is 0 out of 30. That means there's no more spots. You can only have 30 migrants from cross-season to come in. So a lot of people will try to get in to the kingdom as soon as reset happens. When this server gets into the off-season, they're going to try to click immigrate, try to get in there so fast and so quick that you need to have a good internet to get in. So this is what happens when you try to immigrate and you cannot get in. So take a look at this. You need to really click immigrate as soon as the countdown ends. You can see you got to click so fast, and you can see the placement. Try to get in and loading. And what do we get? 30 people will only get in. The first 30 people, the first 30 lucky players. So you can see, sorry, because the kingdom has filled its cross-season immigration quota, you cannot immigrate. You need to click so fast. You need to have good internet. Now, if you manage to get in, then you will see this. You've gained a permission for cross-season immigration to immigrate to this kingdom. Then you will have a countdown that the kingdom can accept 1 per minute. Then it will say that you have been able to get in. Then you are congratulated. Now, if the kingdom status changes to Imperium, then that's a little bit an issue. We're also going to talk about that in a little bit in here. So to answer the question, is it worth it to migrate to KVK 2 or maybe KVK 3? It's very risky because you're not so sure if you can migrate. So let's say you've given out all your resources already and you have passport pages already ready for this. And then you try to click immigrate in the first second of reset and you did not get in. Then everything you plan is gone. So you need to have a very good computer, you need to have a very good cell phone maybe, and you need to have a very, very reliable internet that you will not experience lag so that you can click immigrate and get into the kingdom of your destination right away. Because if you do not get there, everything is a waste. And remember, for this 30 out of 30 in here, or 0 out of 30 now, the king does not have a control over who migrates and who doesn't migrate. So we've heard people complain for this one. There are people who try to snipe the spots and migrate into the kingdom. So that is an issue that we have seen, and I don't know if Rise of Kingdoms will end up fixing that issue, allowing the king to control who comes in and doesn't come in. So for, Cross-season migration, definitely I can migrate from Season of Conquest to the other kingdoms in here. If you're Season 3, you can move into Season 2. Now, keep in mind that you can only migrate in the off-season kingdom. You cannot migrate whenever they are in the Lost Kingdom. But if you are in the Lost Kingdom right now, you can migrate to off-season. Now, let's talk about Imperium. So, remember I said about cross-season migration, and you're trying to migrate, you click that immigrate, and then boom, everybody migrated, and then the kingdom becomes Imperium. For example, we're looking at 2891. The kingdom is Imperium right now. You can see that status in here. Now, if you look into Imperium, as you can see, the cap here is different. 25 million, 25 million. If you look into the status in here, 65 million to 100 million. There's actually an indication of rules in here. So let's take a look into immigration. And you can see that if it's a Imperium kingdom, it will have a cap here. For Season 2, it will be 15 million power cap. For Season 3 will be 25 million. This is not governed by the king. This is governed by the system. In Season of Conquest, it will be 35 million. Now, there is a way for the king to control this power cap. King can only change a cross-season power cap before 48 hours of migration opening. The king then cannot change the cross-season power cap once the immigration have opened. So this is a responsibility of the king to be aware of this situation so that they can change the power cap. Because once the kingdom is open, you cannot change the power cap then. You can see a prime example in here. This is a cross-season of 100 million power cap. And then this one is another 100 million. Let's see. This one is 65 million. And this one is then 25 million. And you can look into the status of the kingdoms in here. As you can see, this one, it says immigration opened. If we look into certain kingdoms in here, you will see actually countdowns from that one. I think maybe looking into the one in the KVK, you can see the waiting period is 41 days. So, you can change within those period of time. But, when there is only 48 hours remaining, you cannot then change it. So that means in 2891, no one can come in here that is stronger than 25 million for cross season. So let's say I am 93 million. Initially, they were not, Imperium, and then I can migrate there because I am less than 100 million. But now I cannot. I cannot migrate now. Well, how can I come into the kingdom by then? Well, it will be a special ticket. A special ticket will allow me to bypass this 25 million power cap. But if I am below 25 million, I cannot use a special ticket. For example, in here, let's say they offered me a special ticket to move into 2892. Then I can't migrate there because my power is only 93 million. If my power is 100 million and one, then I can accept the ticket because now I'm above the power cap. So, if I want to join in here, I will need to increase my power just to accept the ticket because the placement now is 0 out of 30, if that makes sense. So, for the Imperium, you got to imagine this. So, for the Imperium, also for the same season, it is limited to 25 million in comparison to not Imperium. You can bring in same season that is less than 65 million. And if they go above 65 million, again, you will need to use a special ticket for that. And just to reiterate here, if you are 99 million, for example, you cannot use the special ticket because you need to be above the power cap to accept the special ticket to migrate into the destination kingdom. So let me give you guys a trick here on what you can do with your migration. So I've heard a lot of people who does this. They will play the Lost Kingdom in here. Let's say, for example, Season 2. They'll play Lost Kingdom Season 2. They'll finish the KVK. Once they finish KVK, there is about 3 days of period, I believe. And before that, Kingdom goes into the Season 3, before it goes to the next season. Within that time frame, you can move into an off-season kingdom and play Season 2 again. You can do the same thing with Season 3. Get your rewards and then, get your rewards here and then play Season 3 again and migrate. But you can only do it one time. You can only do the, going back one time the same season. When you do it in Season 2, when you migrate doing that back word jump. What happens is that you eventually play into the Lost Kingdom, but then the season 1 will move into season 2 of seasonless, and then with that situation, you cannot migrate anymore because then your age of account will be greater than 90 days. So just remember this, guys. If you go back to season 2 and you do a cross-season migration, and then you'd end up not liking the kingdom, well, you are then stuck into that kingdom. You cannot do a same season migration because your account is then old because you're coming from a season of conquest age and then you're going into a season 2. Remember the rules, right? The rules indicate that it has to be no more than 90 days older than the destination kingdom. Immigration cannot be more than 90 days, all right? Older. So that is something that you guys will take a risk when you guys migrate into season 2. You are going to be stuck there. Now, if you migrate into season 3, it's okay. You can still then do a cross season going back to season 2. But from season 2, you are stuck until you get into season of conquest. But once you reach season of conquest and you want to go back to season 2 again, then you can also do it because then it will be considered as another cross-season migration. And then don't forget to go into our description. We have Discord links there. Like I said, with the account services, we have it there. We also have my Discord server there, so if you're looking for a community to join, join our Discord server as well. So hopefully this video is helpful. I think we've touched a lot of topics in here. This is supposed to help you to succeed on migrating and understanding on how to migrate within Rise of Kingdoms, because it is very confusing. And I want to say thank you to Bilal for helping us out to understand how the migration works here in Rise of Kingdoms. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, you know, we create regular Rise of Kingdoms content in here. We've been sponsored content creators, and my goal is to help you guys succeed in Rise of Kingdoms. Hopefully, you guys will subscribe to the channel and like the video. You know, press like. And if you guys have questions or you want to help other players, if we miss any info, leave it down in the comment section below. If you have a different strategy on migrating, also leave it down in the comment section below. Anyway, I'll see you guys again next time. Don't forget to hit like as you head out.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel